everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Today I'm going to be doing a video which is kind of a mix of things. I'm going to be changing Little River. I've actually just changed him into this because I couldn't resist. I went to the charity shop yesterday and bought a few vests, you know, not many, just like 10, that's fine. I struck gold because somebody had given away loads of tiny baby things, and he is pretty minute. I know he comes across as a lot bigger on camera, but he's a very small little boy. And yeah, so I'll be showing you that stuff, changing him, and also telling you a few of my unpopular opinions. So a few of you guys know that I am quite into K-pop, and there are these videos going around in the K-pop world which are like my unpopular K-pop opinions, and basically they just go through things that maybe not everybody thinks, and then they have a nice polite discussion about it in the comment section. Hint hint. So yeah, that's what I'm going to try and do. Apologies before it starts because I have balanced the camera on 4 Tupperware pots and my laptop, and we're on my bed right now, so it's jiggling around and I just can't do anything about it until I have a tripod. So yeah, majorly apologies because this might not be the nicest thing in the world to watch. But okay, let's just get started. So my first slightly unpopular opinion, which I think a lot of people agree with me on this, so it's not really that unpopular, clickbait right there, is that it's not wrong and it's not something that should be criticised for to keep buying and selling babies. I have some friends, especially on Instagram, who buy and sell babies a lot, and I see them get a lot of criticism for it, like constantly, and I don't know why. For me, I've had 4 babies in total, and I've been in this community about 2 years now, and so that's not very many, like in comparison to a lot of people, and I've only sold 1, so I have been sort of not very buy and selling, if you know what I mean. And so as a person who isn't, it's actually really fun to watch those who are, because they're, you know, they're constantly getting new babies, they're constantly dressing them up in new outfits, new names. It's just fun, you know, like it's fun to watch. And like I do get it because, you know, some of my favourite YouTubers, they've got a doll and have loved it, and then they've sold it and it's been like a little bit sad. But at the same time, you know, if it's a doll, I don't know why people get so annoyed with people for just buying and selling something that they're not completely satisfied with to try and get something better. It's interesting, and it's just fun to see a lot more dolls. So yeah, I get frustrated when I see people criticising others for buying and selling, because it's not a bad thing, it's entertainment. So this was this little onesie. It's so sweet. I love things like this. Little giraffes. I see a lot of giraffes on baby clothes, which is slightly strange. But anyway, let's go to onesie number 2, and I'm really tempted to try him in a girl one. I think I will. Let's try him in a girl one. I mean, this doesn't have to be girls just because it has flowers on it, for goodness sake. So my second unpopular opinion is I don't like the Saskia kit. I feel like there should be a dun 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 there. Maybe I'll try and edit one in. Yeah, if in case you're not sort of really aware of all of the kits in the community, the Saskia kit is by a very talented artist or sculptor, sorry, called Bonnie Brown, and about a year ago it was the biggest, like the most popular, and it was everywhere. And I tried to like it so badly, but this is the thing. It's just the mouth. Like, it's just the mouth. When people put dummies on their Saskia kit, suddenly I'm in love. But that mouth reminds me so much of one of my cousins when he was a child. He always had his mouth open and it was always drooly. And I can't deal with that. So yeah, that's a very unpopular opinion. And that leads me to my third opinion, which is having opinions isn't wrong. Like, oh gosh, the amount of times I've seen people get annoyed at people for just stating an opinion, like saying that, I don't know, they like closed-eyed babies better than open-eyed babies, and then people get offended when they have open-eyed babies. Like, it can be that ridiculous. And I mean, that was just an example, but yeah, having opinions about such trivial things, you know, it's not wrong. And yeah, I don't know why people get so uppity about it. Oh, this is bugging me so much that the camera's jiggling. Many apologies right there. I've ordered a tripod, it will be coming, and then there will be no more, yeah, jiggly camera. Oh, it's going to be so annoying. When I edit this, I'm going to be so annoyed. Anyway, so my next unpopular opinion is that people should be more accepting of others with only Paradise Galleries or Ashton Drake or NPK, or, you know, one of those mass-produced type dolls. I've seen some things in the community where I felt like it was sort of excluding people who just had those kind of dolls, and I just think they are essentially reborns. I know the definition sort of is that it has to be like handmade, or at least that's sort of what my understanding is. But these dolls, I mean, they're realistic baby dolls. Anybody who has them, you know, really loves the whole realistic baby doll thing. And I mean, even if it's just a £20 doll from Asda, like, welcome anybody who wants to be in the community with any kind of doll, even if it's a rag doll. You know, they should be allowed in groups, they should be, I don't know, allowed with giveaways, allowed with everything, because, you know, they're just a part of the We Love Baby Dolls community, which I think is kind of really nice, and people should be more welcoming to them, I think. I'm not sure that's a very unpopular opinion either, to be honest. Oh, maybe this is clickbait. I'm just going to bring him up to show you him in this because, oh, he's so cute. Hi, aunties. Oh, that is so sweet. Oh. Okay, so my next unpopular opinion is that I would take a grumpy crying baby over a smiling one any day. And actually that's a lie, because there are a few smiling kits that I do have quite a soft spot for, but especially when I was first getting into the hobby, I really couldn't stand any smiler. Like, I thought it was Chucky, you know. But again, there are some people who really can't stand the grumpy ones. You know, Thomas by Olga Oa, I think it is. He is such a cute kit, so grumpy. All of Noe Art Dolls silicones, especially the ones that are crying, are just so cute. And but yeah, I feel like the grumpy ones don't get quite enough love as I would like them to. And yeah, I just love them so much, and weirdly they make me feel more relaxed than the smiling ones, which is weird. Like, a lot of the reason why I love this hobby so much is because I find it relaxing, and it's a therapeutic outlet, I suppose you could say. And I think with a smiling baby, if we're thinking, like, I used to babysit, so I'm thinking about like real babies now. If I think of a smiling baby, I almost feel stressed, because I feel like, oh, we've got to keep them happy, you know, we're all energetic right now, and we're like, you know, playing with them, and it's not a relaxing space. But then if I think of like, maybe not crying, because, you know, something could be wrong, but if I think of like a grumpy, like mildly upset baby, then all I want to do is comfort them and sort of cuddle them, and, you know, you're in that kind of role, and that kind of like relaxes me to like imagine that I'm soothing them. I don't know, this has gone kind of weird, I feel like. But yeah, that's the reason I when there's nothing wrong, I actually quite like being around like whiny babies, because yeah, I guess this just shows you that I've never had children, because, you know, you're just borrowing a baby, so, you know, you don't get all the hardship. I'm sure if I was around a grumpy whiny baby for a long period of time, then I wouldn't find it so nice. But comforting a baby that's just a bit bored or whiny is just a really relaxing thing to do. I love just, I don't know, holding them close, and yeah, and I feel like you wouldn't do that with a really smiley baby. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. I'm second guessing myself here. I'm just trying to psychoanalyze my weirdness right now. But yeah, that's my unpopular opinion number a billion. I can't remember how many I've done. Grumpy babies over smilers. There are exceptions. So I'll just take him up so you can see what this one looks like. It has little lambs on it. My mum thought they were dogs. They're very strange lambs, to be honest. And it says, "Counting sheep, time for sleep." Here he is. Super cute. I don't know if you can see that pattern actually. There you go. Cute. So I feel like we're reaching the end. I have more, but I feel like I don't want to get in trouble for this video, so maybe I won't say them. So next is, I feel like I wish there were more sculptors who specifically did toddlers. So ones that were not sort of reborn baby sculptors and that then also sculpted toddlers, but were like reborn toddler artists. Maybe I just don't know enough about it. Maybe there are like sculptors who just really specialize in toddlers. Yeah, maybe this is something I have to Google. Maybe I'm showing my ignorance right now. But just in general, I feel like the toddler sculpts are not on the same level as realism as the babies, which I know is not an unpopular opinion. I know a lot of people think that, and I don't think that's anything to do with the artist. I think that's just because toddlers, like capturing a toddler in clay, must be about 10 times more difficult than doing it for a baby. You know, how are you supposed to capture something that's always so animated in a stationary clay like sculpture almost? I feel like I wouldn't even be able to begin to do that, and I have a lot of respect for artists who create toddlers. But yeah, as somebody who's really wanted one for about a year now, I just have not managed to find one that I like, and that's the real tea. Yeah, I just haven't been able to look at one and think everything was right about it. And I know you can't be that much of a perfectionist, but there is always something wrong. Like there's the limbs, or the, I don't know, the way the face is proportioned from the side, or a different angle, or I don't know. I always find something wrong. And yeah, I don't feel like it's just me. I feel like it is 10 times harder to create realism in toddlers than it is in little babies. So yeah, so I feel like, will this be my last? Because I've been going on. I actually have a pad that I wrote these down on. One of them, which I don't think is an unpopular opinion really, but I just have it, and it's that I wish there was more fantasy babies. I went to the doll show a month ago or so, and there was literally one fairy. One fairy. Like, there are World of Chi lovely people who are Rivers artists. They are sort of in that category. So I'm excluding them from this. They had a whole stand of absolutely beautiful magical creatures. But aside from that, in the wider like rooms and everything, there was only one fairy. One. I think it was the Luna. I think it was a Luna. And yeah, I'd been so hoping to see a whole bunch. And yeah, I feel like fantasy babies are just so underrated. I definitely want to get one. I really want a fairy. And I really want a dragon, which I feel like that might be an unattainable dream. But one of my favourite books is called The Invisible Library. And it's like, I don't know, I won't even get into the plot because it's kind of ridiculous to explain. But there are a lot of dragons. There are a lot of like human dragons, you know, they're like, they look like humans but they're dragons, and they can transform into real dragons. And I always imagine like this really adorable baby of one of the characters, which is like half transformed into a dragon. So if you can imagine, it looks like River, but it has scales sort of creeping in on its cheeks and on its forehead, and maybe little nostril, I don't even know. But yeah, I mean it's sort of unattainable because I've never ever seen anything like it, like the image that I would like of it in my head. But maybe one day I could find an absolutely amazing fantasy baby artist who wouldn't mind doing something kind of crazy. So yeah, fantasy babies are underrated, and there needs to be more of them around. Come on, they're amazing. Ugh. That one's a really boring one, but it's cute. Okie dokie, I'll just look at my sheet. I've been going on for way too long. Okay, well the last opinion I will give is that oh my god, look his leg. The joy of silicone, right? The last opinion I'll give is that I'm kind of like a crazy hippie, in case you didn't know. And if you can, and if you like are able, shopping for your reborns at charity shops, Etsy shops, and Instagram sales is a way better thing to do than going to like just your big branded baby stores all the time. Especially if you then like, because a lot of us buy a lot of baby clothes, and then maybe, I don't know, I guess some of them sell them on Instagram, which is great. But don't just keep them, like give them back to the charity shop and have it like this cycle of buying and then giving back and buying and then giving back from charity shops. I feel like that's a lot more of an ethical thing to do than just buying and buying and buying from big brands. I'm not saying don't do that anytime. It's just, you know, fast fashion is a real problem. It's a huge problem for, like, you know, just you or me. You know, obviously the fashion industry is big, huge and monstrous, and yeah, we don't want to be sort of contributing to that. So if you're able, Etsy shops where people hand make their clothes, Instagram sales where you're just buying from other collectors, or charity shops are the way to go in terms of buying clothes for your little babies. And that's my last unpopular opinion, which is not really an unpopular opinion, it's just what it is, really. Okay, so I have more outfits that I was supposed to change him into, but changing silicones is hard, so I'm just going to show you them. So there's this one, and it says little dinosaur, and it's so super cute, and it looks humongous, but I don't think it is really. It just looks it on camera. And then we have this extremely colourful and lovely little flower onesie, which I'm totally going to put on him, and he's going to look fabulous in that. Then this just very boring grey stripe one, because you've got to have those basics. And last but not least, I actually got this for Silky, and it is so cute. This is my favourite. It'll be too big for him. I don't know if you can see quite, but it has a lot of really, really nice lacy patterns. So cute. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. I just hit 3k this morning and I'm flabbergasted. We've almost hit 500,000 on this little baby's box opening, and it's really overwhelming and shocking. And I am still getting a lot of hate comments, but I'm trying not to let them get to me, and hopefully this video won't fuel the fire, because, you know, putting your opinion on the internet is never a good thing, and I just did it, but never mind. Okay, we're going now. Thank you so much for watching, aunties. Bye bye. Say bye, River.